And trackside as we roll off with the starting grid here tonight from the Red Bull Ring, race number 6 here in season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. Snatching the pole position moments ago in the Pump and Dump Clothing Company qualifying session, Tom Sinchek will start inside row number 1. Brady Moats just to his outside. Isaac Shelley, Jared Talmadge back in row 2 as the pace car ducks off. We'll come around the final corner. Max Fonner gonna round out your top 10, and the music will drop off, and we will drop the hammer here tonight for the first time at the Red Bull Ring. Drivers ready to turn left and right. And on the gas tonight, green flag flies here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Another fine road course showing here in qualifying for your race leader, Tom Sinchek, grabbing the pole position moments ago. We do want to apologize about the quick run into tonight's race. Had some technical issues and hardware problems, software things going on. You know how updates in the virtual world can play havoc on a handful of things here tonight. But we were fortunate and lucky enough to get them all sorted out before the green flag dropped. And we've got 17 drivers out here trying to tackle the Red Bull Ring in these cup cars. A nice, beautiful little road course. From the looks and the layout of it, if you're not familiar with the Red Bull Ring, it looks fairly easy to drive, but it is quite a technical track. You really got to be concerned about how wide you're taking the car on the corner exits, how much you are running over those sausage curbs, because they can upset the handling, get you off pitch a little bit, and you can find yourself along for a sliding ride early here tonight. And with only local yellow cautions, no full course cautions, a mishap and a trip on your own toes could end up costing you mighty big here tonight. We're going to watch as Sinchek going to turn in a first time lap And he's going to complete lap number 1, but it's not going to matter about the lap count. No lap count on the official race distance here tonight. We're going to do it the good old Formula 1 endurance race style. We're going 130 minutes. We're going an hour and 30 minutes. That's right, 90 minutes of road course action here tonight in race number 6. You can already see those rear rotors glowing, the brakes, the bias dialed in to the back a little bit heavy on that 15 of Brady Moats. We're going to head around the track, head around through the running order, try to find a handful of drivers, a handful of battles if we can. Passing going to be at an absolute premium. We'll see who's got the car to try to make those passes. Looks like Dalton Tucker trying to move that Ford Mustang up one more spot and into a podium position. Can the Team Watson Racing setup Ford Mustang find his way to the top 3? What do you say we jump back in the field a little bit? Let's go back out here outside of your top 10. Close little battle between a handful of drivers. Thomas Walter, Adam Westfield right there in his North Star Designs machine. There you can see the 17 just off in front of Justin Osborne. Patrick McClendon a little bit behind the pace. 2 seconds back from Osborne running in 14th. Kerry Trebu rounds out the top 15 for the time being. And already some gaps beginning to develop through the field, so we'll go up here with Aaron Kralik. He's got Max Fonner all over him right now. You can see 2 drivers beginning to fight off in front of them. That's Ryan Ferraro and Caleb Levin here. We'll see what the KL Construction number 10 has going on for him here in just a moment. We want to try to see if we can let this battle unfold between Fonner and Kralik. For the moment, Kralik sits in that 9th position. We'll head now a little further forward on the track. Let's go take a look at this battle that's beginning to take shape and unfold. Daniel Miglin being reeled in by Ryan Ferraro, and Miglin with a rough go off of the corner, and he's gonna give up 1, if not 2 positions here on this lap. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a crazy little race, I can assure you that, and we'll jump around a little bit more here tonight. All throughout tonight's race, we're going to jump around to different drivers, different cars, different cameras, trying to bring you all of the great racing action here at the Red Bull Ring. 9 turns, depending on how you count them. I count them as 9. Some may count them as 7 or less. Maybe even upwards of about 12 turns, depending on really how you got it laid out in your head and in your brain. And mine, well, mine says it's 9 corners. As we are on the road course tonight, let's go ahead and do what we typically would. Let's go ahead and drop that trap map over there to the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You can try to follow along and find your favorite driver out there on the track tonight. Watching Isaac Shelley close in his 98 Ford Performance Mustang GT. On the tail end of that 4 of Daniel Miglin. Miglin running well here tonight, but starting to struggle a little bit with grip. Maybe have heated up those tires just a little bit too soon here. And it looks like we do have one driver with some issues. Looks like the 45 of Patrick McClendon has some issues this time around off of the final corner of the racetrack. So what do you say we go check a replay real quick? Let's go see what happened here with McClendon. There you can see the 45 machine coming down into the first corner. On the brakes, hits the sausage curbs, and there it goes. Back end comes around, no harm, no foul. He'll get it righted and head back in the right direction, and we'll rejoin the race once again, live at the front of the field with your race leader, Tom Sinchek. Everybody in check right now, and in tow, 1.4 seconds behind your race leader, Brady Moats, still running in that second spot right where he qualified. Jared Talmadge going to pick up 1 position move from 4th to 3rd, while Daniel Miglin is the biggest mover of the race. The driver sitting in that Team Watson Racing setup, number 4 Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Miglin up 7 positions from where he qualified here tonight. So a great run on the road course, beginning to take shape for Miglin. Fastest lap of the race going to be turned in last time around, a 1:33.06 for Tom Sinchek. And that's about 0.3 of a second faster than anybody else throughout the field all night long. So we'll continue to see this trend as Sinchek starts to step away and really separate himself from the field. We'll go back here with one of our few battles left on the racetrack. There you can see the 12 of Ryan Ferraro make his way into the hairpin. Turn number 1, giving a handful of these drivers a fit. Caleb Levenier in the number 10 machine. He's going to close in his Chevy Z01 Camaro. Another KO Construction sponsored machine out there tonight, and just look at those rear rotors glowing, man. I'm telling you, these drivers are giving these brakes all they can handle. And, you know, we're trying to make sure everything is working properly here tonight, so we're going to take a few moments to make sure everything in the background is what it is and is exactly what it should be. We're going to continue around the track here. 90 minutes of green flag racing, and Patrick McClendon with some big troubles now. McClendon with big troubles out of turn number 2. He's going to come to a crawl, get it fired back up, and headed back around the double left-hand corner. And he is way behind the field at this point in time. Previous race winner went to victory lane earlier this season, but tough break for him here tonight. McClendon well off pace, well behind the field, almost a full minute behind, 48 seconds behind your race leader to be exact. McClendon with a struggle here at the Red Bull Ring. Once again, we're going to continue to jump around from time to time. Want to keep it right here with one of your closest battles on the track, because these 3 drivers are going at it with each other. Daniel Miglin, Dalton Tucker, Ryan Ferraro, Caleb Levenier right here. Max Fonner slowly beginning to make his way up onto the scene, and not far off of him, you'll find that clean tide 01 of Aaron Kralik lurking in the background, waiting for one of these drivers to make a mistake. And you know, one thing about the track map that this allows us to really look at here, look at that 23 getting ready to cross the start-finish line. There you can see him well over a half a track ahead of Patrick McClendon. So McClendon, he's going to have to pull off one crazy kind of strategy to try to make up any positions here tonight. Over 10 seconds off of 16th place runner in the 28 machine, Larry Levenier. Levenier qualified in 15th, right now running in 16th, so a little bit of a rough go of it for him as well tonight. And we got a battle for position side by side through the uphill. Into turn number 2, and on the brakes hard is the 12, heating him up, and oh, he's going to get loose in 24 of Dalton Tucker. Trying to capitalize. He's going to get a run on the outside. Not going to quite be there. He's not going to have the preferred line here coming downhill and into the right-hander. He's going to give up that position and fall back to 6th. Caleb Levenier liking what he sees, and that's hot, heavy racing action right in front of him. He's going to look to grab not 1, but maybe 2 spots. And it looks like Max Fonner coming down pit road early here tonight. Early trip down pit road for Max Fonner, and he's going to top it off with fuel, no tires. Just a 7.5 second stop for Fonner. So already strategy coming into play. Drivers already thinking about the fuel mileage and what it's going to take to get to the end of tonight's race. But with it being a timed event here tonight, I'm not quite sure how you calculate that. I mean, 10 minutes into tonight's race, we've got drivers to pit lane already. So, you know, it's, I really don't know how these crew chiefs are figuring that one out. If you're out there in TV land and you're listening and you're joining us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we do appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by. But if you're out there and you're listening, you got some insight onto what the fuel mileage could be here for these drivers, I would probably venture to say that they're going to be able to get about 30 to 40 laps. Well, let's back that off a little bit. Let's go around about 25 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel. We're only about 7 laps into tonight's race, so a very early stop for both the 51 of Max Fonner as well as the 17 Northstar Designs Toyota Camry of Adam Westfield. So both of those drivers early visits to pit lane. And, you know, getting off strategy is not a bad thing. No caution flags to kind of ruin the strategy in the middle of it or anything along those lines. But still a long night ahead of these drivers for pit stops to be so early here tonight. And Patrick McClendon continues to have his woes and worries on the track here tonight. An off-track excursion once again for that 45, and he's going to fall even further behind your race leaders. Now over a 1-minute deficit to your race leader, Tom Sinchek, who's got 3.5 seconds over the field. Walking away with this thing right now, Tom Sinchek looking to put that late apex. Number 23 machine back at the front of the field at the end of the night and walk away as your first repeat winner on the we are going to eat our words. Tom Sinchek going to victory lane last season. Has yet to visit victory lane this year. Could tonight be the night that Sinchek waves the checkered flag and enjoys a race-winning cool-down lap across the pond over here at the Austrian Grand Prix here at the Red Bull Ring in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. Man, what a night of racing we have in store for you. There you can see still Ryan Ferraro has a rear view mirror full of the 24 of Dalton Tucker. And I tell you what, why don't we go on board? Do we got an on board? Tell me we got one, boys. There it is, on board here with that 24 of Dalton Tucker as he heads down out of the final corner. Going to come uphill. Cross the start-finish line and back into turn number 1 we go. And I mean, just listen to the tires rumble over those sausage curbs. And I mean, Red Bull Ring, really one of the excuse me, one of the nice laid out tracks. I really like the elevation changes throughout this course. Multiple different speed corners. You got high speed corners. This little slight curve into the downhill hard right-hander. And all the way down into first gear on the gas. Going to have to try to put down the power without having much of a trouble. You're going to get on the gas and all the way up to maybe third. No, he's going to keep it in second. Possibly look for a downshift into first here on this double left-hand corner. The iconic Red Bull up on the hill just off to the left-hand side of your screen. Out of the view of the drivers. A little bit of a oversteer issue there, but Tucker able to keep it underneath him and keep him heading in the right direction. Brady Motes with an off-track excursion. He's going to lose a little bit more time now. 5.2 seconds back from your race leader. $15 laps into tonight's race, and if you haven't already, race fans, you know you want to. You know you need to. Show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the racing action. Oh, and contact! Oh my goodness, Ryan Ferraro, Dalton Tucker come together. Let's take a look. Let's see what happened here one more time. Through the hairpin, a little loose on those curbs. And that's going to send the 12 of Ferraro around. That's going to send the 24 of Dalton Tucker off track. Oh man, and just look at Ferraro back there to those losing time After that contact, getting loose through the corner on the rumble strips, he's going to lose a ton of spots here. He's going to go from running in fifth all the way down now to the 8th position. So big misstep there by the 12. Fortunately, it's early, still a long way to go. Upwards of 75 minutes remaining here tonight in race number 6, season number 6 for the iRacing Star Car Challenge Cup Series. And as we were saying, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the racing action they provide week in, week out. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop the drivers the thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there to the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Man, we've got some big gaps through the field. You can look at right there on the track map. The Sinchek already through turns number 2 and heading back down the backstretch. Tucker with a handful of drivers in line behind him, but we've got a close battle beginning to develop up here. Let's go with Jared Talmadge and Daniel Miglin. There you can see Miglin beginning to close in on that one of Talmadge. Talmadge with a great run here in the Hendricks Cars.com #1 machine. Brady Motes, he's been reeled in as well. How about this? Second, third, fourth, all on the racetrack, all within about a second and a half of each other. And in terms of road course racing, 1 second, it's a tenth of a second on an oval. It's that quick that you can lose or gain. 1 second here, just all the gas a little too soon, a little too late, and it's very road course racing, a very fine line on when you get it right and when it all goes wrong. There's the corner that's been giving a handful of drivers some issues. You can see that yellow curbing. That's the sausage curbing we're talking about, not those red and white rumble strips. That sausage curbing, when you get one of the tires up and on and over it really upsets the handling of the cars. And I would say about 95% of the time you find yourself over there, you might as well jump out of the gas. And there you can see right there, Brady Motes, prime example, got up and over that yellow sausage curb, and he's going to lose 2 positions as now Talmadge going to move to second. Daniel Miglin back to third. Looking on the outside, looking to take the long run around. Getting pushed wide just a little bit through the corner, looking for a crossover. Peek inside, not going to be there. Miglin going to be stuck. They'd have to settle for third for the time being. Meanwhile, Tom Sinchek opening up the race lead. 8 seconds, 8.8. Now, let's just call it 9. 9 seconds out in front of the field. Sinchek absolutely checking out, gone in away from this field. Smooth sailing from here. He's going to be able to control the pace of the race from this point on. As a handful of drivers have some more trouble here tonight. Looks like the 79 Ford Mustang has some issues of Justin Osborne. Let's go back. Let's check out what happened with Osborne here. Oh, and some contact with Max Fonner. That's what it was. Oh, and around goes the 7. Kerry Trebu going to get on the gas, trying to capitalize and pick up 2 for 1. And he's going to get a little fuel happy. And around he goes. Next replay untapped for us here. You can see the number 9 Napa Auto Parts machine of Sean Huffstutler. Down into the corner. Looks like that one's a little bit hot. And a slow, lazy spin out of the number 9 of Huffstutler. And we'll rejoin the track back at the front. Race leader gone. Checked out. Tom Sinchek out to a 9-second advantage there at Talmadge. Daniel Miglin going at it. The second and third on the racetrack. You have Isaac Shelley and Caleb Levinier beginning to close in on each other as well. So that's going to be a battle that ensues here just briefly. We're going to drop the track map off for just a second, trying to go around the track and give you a little bit more views here. Let's see, where do we want to go? Let's go back here with Isaac Shelley. What do you say we jump on board here from the nose of the car, taking a look at Caleb Levenier out in front of him, running in that 4th position. You can see Shelley really using that outside curbing coming around the corner. A little bit of a long, lazy right-hander here. Into the final right-hand corner. Now back on the front stretch, back across the start and finish line. We'll turn in another lap, and they will head to turn 1 once again. And I tell you what, for those of you joining us out there in TV land, let's play a little game here tonight. What do you say? We're gonna switch things off here. We're gonna switch off of this time to go to the amount of laps that we have here. And well, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to show that, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. 15 laps into tonight's race, we have still got 67 minutes remaining out of the 90 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. How many laps will these drivers be able to complete before the end of tonight's race? I'm going to go out on a limb here. We're close to 30 minutes into tonight's race. We're 15 laps in, so I'm going to do some easy math, and I'm going to say 47. We're going to see 47 laps of racing here tonight. And I'm going to make it official, and I'm going to go ahead and type it in over there on the chat side of things that way. Yep, Turn 3 Racing Network says 47 laps going to be turned in here tonight, and that is what we believe it will be. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep you posted, but let's see if anybody out there can jump on and get it right early here. What do you say I'll even give you some time. 30 minutes remaining before you got to get in your answer, and I'll give you some periodical updates on the lap count. Battles all but gone, all but away. Let's go back to the closest battle on the track at this point in time, just inside of your top 10. Aaron Kralik beginning to close in on the 79 of Justin Osborne. We've seen Osborne and Fauner come together moments ago and have some on-track troubles. Looking to go around the outside, long way around, way off of the racing surface. That's not the line you want to run. And now he's going to be stuck behind him on this uphill run to the first corner. Looking inside, hard onto the brakes goes the Tide Machine, and he's going to make the pass without any problems. How about Kerry Trebu, man, coming flying through that corner. Trebu and Adam Westfield going at it here for a position. That's going to be 10th and 11th on the racetrack. And Westfield already down to pit road, back on lap number 6 to be exact. He came down pit road, got some fresh tires. Looks like those Goodyear's gripping well for him. And oh, Kerry Trebu almost has a big time moment. He's going to lose the position to Ryan Ferraro as the 12, beginning to try to work his way back up through the field. He came to pit road just about 2 laps ago. So a very big advantage on the tires right now for Ferraro, but he is mired back in traffic, unable to put down those blazing fast times. We'll go to this 3-car battle. What do you say? Kralik leading Osborne, Westfield in tow. Ooh, Kralik slideways, man. Did you see it? My goodness. As everybody makes their way down the front stretch and across the finish line, we'll head back up the hill to turn number 1. Into the backstretch with a long train of cars all following them. Aaron Kralik has got a hungry Hornet's Nest behind him. They'll go down the backstretch and into the Remus corner. That's a corner that has caught a handful of drivers out. Way they continue to catch drivers out. And how about turning in the fastest lap of the race this deep into the run? Tom Sinchek gonna lay down a burner. 1:33.02 on the stopwatch for Tom Sinchek. What a run he is having here tonight, man. I'm telling you, he has come for the checkered flag, and he ain't playing around one bit. Into the Worth corners here, the double left-hander. Long double left-hander. You'll see the drivers come back behind the hill over there. I mean, just how cool is that? The Red Bull with somewhat of a St. Louis arch around them right there. How cool is it to see that while you're going around the racetrack and see some houses nestled in these Austrian hills just outside of the track, man? That has got to be, or this has got to be one of the coolest little road courses, and I call it a little road course because it's not very big. It's not very long. It is very taxing on these drivers, as we're seeing the longer we are running, knocking on the door of 30 minutes into tonight's race, a third of the way through tonight's race. And the big story is drivers stepping on their own toes, drivers creating their own problems here tonight. And we have already got a handful of drivers out of tonight's race. So Red Bull Ring claiming 3 victims already. Brady Motes, Dalton Tucker, Larry Levenier, all out of tonight's race. They'll walk away 15th, 16th, and 17th. Sean Huffstetler on the pit road, getting to his pit box this time around. Fonner, Kralik, Westfield, and Ferraro have already been down the pit road for their pit stops. Your top 7 have stayed out on track so far all race long. When will they come to pit road? We'll take a look up here with Isaac Shelley. And now back to battle. How about this? HendrickCars.com, #1 machine. He's been battling all, well, I don't want to say all night long, but the past, I don't know, about 15 minutes or so, these two drivers have been absolutely just going at it. But Micklin just not quite able to find a way around the 45, and Patrick McClendon just behind him, listed a 1 lap down in the 13th position. And it looks like the Napa Auto Parts #9 of Sean Huffstetler, he's going to bring his machine back to the attention of the engineers at the hauler as they begin to roll up and wind up the cords in the pit stall. And it looks like the night for the 9 has come to a close. There it is, the 60-minute mark, and the countdown begins. Is anybody going to be able to do anything with Tom Sinchek out to a 12-second advantage here tonight at the Red Bull Ring here in race number 6, season number 6 for the iRacing Start Car Challenge Cup Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Want to give a big time shout out to all of the sponsors once again here in season number 6. As always, big time shout out to Butt Kicker. If you're looking to take your gaming experience to the next level, feel every bump, every slide, look no further than Butt Kicker. The future is feeling. North Star Designs back on board with us this season once again. If you're looking for an iRacing wrap, you need something done, painted up on your car, doesn't matter what kind of car. When you're looking for the best, look to the stars. North Star Designs. Another big time shout out this season to Pumping Up Clothing Company coming back on board as the qualifying sponsor dishing out some bonus points for the pole position. Great average Joe duck hunter enthusiast accessories and products over there at the Pump and Dump Clothing Company. You can find them down in the description. That's www.pumpanddumpclothingcompany.com. Big time shout out as well to KL Customs, back on sponsoring with us once again. Last season, providing the season champion with a die-cast and custom wrap, a replica of their season-winning machine. And it was a thing of beauty if you haven't seen it yet. And if you're looking for some information about what you can get done, reach on out, get in touch with them. That's KO Customs on Facebook. You can find them right there. Just type in KO Customs. And man, Tom Sinchek, he's just... Let's get back up there. Let's take a look at this race leader here. I mean, he is not relaxed one bit. Furious, relentless pace out of this 23 of Sinchek. Lap after lap after lap in those 133s. He has yet to run a lap outside of the 133 second margin. And that is how he just continues to build and build and build on this race lead. Already 14 and a half seconds out front. That is just about a half of a pit stop advantage for him. Could we possibly see him build that pit delta? Something we're not really too typical of hearing. We hear pit road time a lot of the times over here in these 10 tops on these heavy machines, these NASCAR style Cup series, these next gen Cup cars. You hear it referred to as pit road time. When it comes to road course racing, formula style racing, it's all called the pit road delta. The time it takes you to get on and off pit road, including your pit stop, and it looks to be anywhere from about 42 to 47 seconds. I know that's a 5-second differential, but it all depends on whether you're taking tires or just getting fuel here. So already about halfway into that pit road delta. If Sinchek were to stop right now, he could rejoin the track and still be inside of your top 5. That is the pace that he is laying down, and now into some back markers, some lap traffic. Blue flag's going to go on display for Justin Osborne, and the 79 going to move out of the race line for your race leader in the late apex, number 23, Tom Sinchek, absolutely walking away with this one. So as we highlighted your race leader, let's jump around the field a little bit. Let's go back here once again. Battle still underway. These two just cannot get away from each other. Talmadge and Miglin going at it once again. You know, with dirty air really affecting how the open wheel machines run, I wonder what the air's doing to these much heavier, much bigger machines out here. And although the next gen machines, they are somewhat a little more well equipped for road course style racing than the previous generations of the NASCAR bodies and cars, but I'm sure the suspension, the parts and pieces, not really liking the demanding way that you have to drive these machines around the Red Bull Ring. Daniel Miglin going to give up that third spot. He's going to head down pit road on this lap. And there you see Kerry Trebu making his way off of pit road. Miglin down onto pit road, stopped in the box, going to get some fuel. Does he take tires? And it looks like indeed going to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires for Daniel Miglin. So on lap 24, we've got our first 4-tire stop of the night. Or, well, I apologize. No, lap number 22 for Kerry Trebu. And he got 4 fresh tires, but he's listed off of the lead lap all the way back there in the 13th position, in trouble now for that 0-1 off-track excursion for Jared Talmadge. Talmadge started to close in a little bit on your race leader. He had about a half a second up, and then some trouble, some woes, and he's going to lose all of that time once again. Justin Osborne going to bring his 79 Ford Mustang down to pit road for the to the attention of the service crew. And it looks to be like most drivers are now taking those Ford tires. No more fuel-only stops. But how about Max Fonner? Let's go up here with the Max Motorsports number 51 machine of Max Fonner. He came to pit road back on lap number 6 for fuel. He's going to be able to run a little bit longer than the drivers that he is around. And Fonner just a little bit over 1 minute behind. But that's going to be enough that Tom Sinchek, he could potentially stop here and still come out in front of Fonner. Going to be close to being able to come out in front of Miglin as well. So it's going to get hot right around that 4th position for Sinchek when he decides to pit, unless he continues to pad this race lead front of the field. No battles on the track to speak of or to show you, so we're going to just jump around a little bit. What do you say? What do you say we go check in on Adam Westfield? The North Star Designs Toyota Camry driven by Westfield, back across the stripe, uphill into turn number 1. Once again, we go Westfield running a 1:34.65 last time around. Race leader Tom Sinchek a full second faster. They're both on the same tire strategy. Fuel strategy a little bit different here for this 17 North Star Designs machine. He's going to have a handful of laps more in the tank. But will it pan out? Will it work? Will that short pit for a little bit of fuel end up panning out? We're going to have to wait and see how it all fans out. But with Daniel Miglin having a moment, Max Fonner going to make his way around and into a top 5 position, now up 5 spots from where he qualified here tonight. Max Fonner running well. Big gaps all through the field. A 20-second advantage for your race leader over Jared Talmadge. Talmadge with a 10-second advantage over Isaac Shelley, who rounds out your podium drivers. Number 10 of Caleb Levenier. How about that KL Construction number 10? We're going to take a look at him right here. A solid night for Levenier. Qualified 6th, running in 4th. He's been in the top 5 pretty much all night long. I believe there may have been one little off-track scary moment there for the 10 at the beginning of tonight's race. Other than that, he has been nice and smooth and kept it on the pace, or kept it on the race line, keeping the pace in his Chevy Z01 Camaro. But the pace, the class of the field here tonight across the pond at the Red Bull Ring in the late Apex number 23, Tom Sinchek, lights out here tonight. And a great few corner exits there for Aaron Kralik as he's going to begin to step away from Adam Westfield. And a common theme, it's not just one machine out there tonight. We're seeing a lot of rear rotor glow, so a lot of rear brake bias dialed into these heavy NASCAR next-gen machines. Typically, we're used to seeing a lot of front brake lockup in the Formula One machines, but not nearly the amount of downforce on these cars as what those open-wheel drivers have. And man, how about the job by Tom Sinchek, man? Just absolutely dominating here tonight. Over a 22-second advantage for Sinchek. He dropped the hammer when we got the lights out and went green flag racing here tonight. He's led every single lap, was able to get down pit road, pull Talmadge and Shelley down pit lane with him, so he's going to rejoin the racetrack in the race lead. And man, look at Max Fonner. He was about just a little bit over a minute behind your race leader. He's still 33 seconds behind. I mean, that is, wow. I mean, he gained 30 seconds, sure, but he is still 30 seconds behind. That just lets you know the performance out of that 23 machine here tonight. The late Apex driver, definitely road course savvy. We're going to have to keep our eye on him when we revisit a few of these road courses throughout the course of season number 6 here with the iRacing Stock Car Cup Series. Patrick McClendon going to bring his 45 down to pit road to the attention of his service crew. And that's going to do it. Yep, that's going to do it for the round of green flag pit stops. Everybody going to now look at making their second stop. The strategies all over the board. We've got big discrepancies on when drivers came to pit road. One of your earliest drivers to pit lane was Max Fonner in the 51 Max Motorsports machine. Coming to pit road, like as we said, on lap number 6, he's running in the top 5 in the 4th position, but not a lot of gap back to Daniel Miglin. You can see over there to the left-hand side of your screen on the timing and scoring right there. There you can see that number 4 Team Watson Racing setup machine of Miglin, and he's starting to slowly close in on Fonner. That gap down under 1 second, so indeed making up some headway and making up some ground. A lot fresher tires on that number 4 car. It's going to be about 17 lap fresher tires to be exact, so a big difference on the tires. We'll see how much it pays off for him. And we didn't have a time to really jump into it pre-race with all of the technical issues we were having a little bit earlier here tonight before we went trackside, or came trackside with you live here at the Red Bull Ring. So we're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of that championship rundown coming into race number 6 here tonight. Kyle Rochelle showing the way, leading the field in the point standings by 6 points over Isaac Mock. Dalton Tucker, 3rd, Max Fonner in 4th, and Aaron Kralik rounding out your top 5 in the point standings, 23 points back. Close battle between Patrick McClendon, Ryan Ferraro, Thomas Walter. You might as well go ahead and include Miglin and Westfield in that mix as well. Just 41 points separating your top 10 in the point standings coming into tonight's race. And as we get closer to, or we're just past the halfway point, but as we get closer to the halfway point here in the regular season, drivers going to have to begin to tighten up and get ready to go championship racing. I mean, it is a long way to go before we crown a champion. but the consistency is key. You got to be able to have those fast laps, those good races, those fine finishes. You got to piece it all together. It's not about getting just one aspect of the job done. It's about having a complete race weekend. And right now, Tom Cynchek looking to sweep the points by leading the most laps. Fastest lap. Pole position. Just needing to check the box next to checkered flag. Race winner, Cynchek has checked out. 24.5 second advantage for that 23 machine. The Fawner back off of pit road. He's going to make his second stop of the night here, 31 laps into tonight's race. So just a little bit past halfway, and we're 31 laps into tonight's race. You got about 8 minutes remaining to let me know how many laps you think these drivers are going to turn in. We said 47. I think they're going to smash that one. I think they're going to be closer, now that we're looking at it, I think they're going to be closer to about 63, 64 laps. By the time we get to the end of tonight's race. 79 of Justin Osborne going to move out of the way. Daniel Miglin going to work his way around to begin to set his sights on trying to track down Isaac Shelley. Shelley 7.5 seconds out in front of Miglin. So your top three, your podium drivers, pretty secure at the moment. New fastest lap of the race being turned in that time around by Tom Cynchek. He's going to put down a 1:32.71, so a very quick time for Cynchek. One of the only drivers to get it in that sub 1:33 category. Only one other driver besides Cynchek was able to break into the 1:32s, and that's been Isaac Shelley, the fast Ford Mustang, running in third here. The Ford Performance number 98. There you can see him and his GT Mustang heading down the hill into the right-hander. Shelley with a 1:32.96 as his fast time, but that's still 2/10 off of what Cynchek's been able to turn in. And last time around, about a second faster was Tom Cynchek. So, again, just proving the amount of pace and the amount of speed that 23 has. Absolutely lights out here from the Red Bull Ring across the pond, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thanks for joining us here tonight, everyone. Glad you could be here. A lot of great racing action. A handful of drivers with some trouble. We've had 4 retirements here at the road course. Sean Huffstutler, Brady Boats, Dalton Tucker, and Larry Levin here already out of tonight's race. That's going to put us with just 13 drivers remaining on track, but less on the lead lap. We're going to have just 10 drivers remaining on the lead lap. Adam Westfield listed as the last driver on the lead lap as we take a look back up front with your race leader. Clean track behind, but not a clean track in front. Aaron Kralik, off-track excursion. He's going to pull some gravel onto the track. Cynchek going to try to steer clear of that. Hot and heavy on the brakes here for the double left-hand corner. Man, he is in some heavy lap traffic right here. He's got Adam Westfield and Thomas Walter now in front of him. Can he put all the way to 7th down the lap here at the ring? 36 minutes remaining into tonight's race. And Patrick McClendon, more trouble here tonight for McClendon. He's had a rough go here at the Red Bull Ring. And we're going to shift gears and focus away from tonight's race for just a moment. Want to give you some great information about our Halloween Spooktacular coming up here in just a handful of weeks. That's right, you heard it right. We're going to go trick-or-treating around the track here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, so look for that up-and-coming post. to hit the waves. If you're looking for a way into the race, you're going to have to look out for the post and try to find your way into it. It's going to be an amazing night at Kansas. 75 laps is the official race distance in it. Gonna be one barn burner of a night, so look forward to that coming up here in just a short 2 weeks. Look forward to seeing what your race leader right here, Tom Sinchek, can do with all this lap traffic. And with the blue flag on display, Adam Westfield does the right thing, the gentleman move here. And he's going to move right off of the racing line and allow that 23 of Sinchek to continue. His dominating performance, man. It's been a minute since we've seen somebody dominate a race like this, but now almost 30 seconds between himself and second place. He has almost got a complete pit stop in his back pocket, and that is what you want when you are road course racing. You want to know that you can come to pit road, exit pit road, and have the race lead, even if your fellow competitors try to pull something with the fuel strategy or tires and maybe have the long run, maybe have an undercut situation. But if Talmadge or Shelley undercut at this point, that's just going to play right into the hands of the pit stop advantage for Sinchek. I mean, Talmadge and Shelley, they're just about 10 seconds or so out of that full pit delta time for Sinchek. So, I mean, I don't know. Sinchek is going to have something go terribly wrong here to keep him out of victory lane. Maybe it's a little unfair to call him the driver of the race. Starting at the pole position, clean air, nobody really to battle him since the drop of the green flag. So we're going to shift gears right here to your biggest mover of the race. We're going to take a moment here and talk about the New Jersey native, Daniel Miglin, in that Team Watson Racing setup. Chevy Z01 Camaro has run inside the top 5 for the vast majority of tonight's race. Right now, sitting in that 4th position, but up 7 spots from where he qualified. Biggest mover of the race. And I think if I had a driver of the day vote, it'd go to this number 4 right here. The Team Watson Racing driver, absolutely getting the job done, making the most of it, making the best that he can, getting everything he can out of that Camaro. And Miglin gonna stay inside the top 5 for now. No more green flag pit stops underway. Just a handful of drivers making their second stop already. Max Fonner, first driver to pit road for the second time. Now he's going to rejoin everybody, get back up to speed. Running well here is Fonner inside of your top 10, knocking on the door of a top 5. A little bit of a wisp of tire smoke there from the 4. And you'll never guess. Let's go up here to a battle. We got another battle once again between Jared Talmadge and Isaac Shelley. That's going to be a battle for second and third on the racetrack. You know, interesting enough, between these two drivers battling for second and third, they both came to pit road back on lap number 27. Followed your race leader down to pit lane. And how about the lap time starting to go into the favor of Talmadge and Shelley? This time around, both of those drivers turning in at least a 10th or 4/10ths faster of a time than your race leader, Tom Sinchek. So has Sinchek put it in cruise control at this point, with just about 30 minutes of the race remaining? Man, I'm I'm telling you. I just... I don't like to sound like I'm rubbing in a dominating performance, but I mean, lights out tonight by Sinchek, man. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody dominate a road course like this. Over 30 seconds in front of second place, all the way up to 7th, one lap down. And Ryan Ferraro very well may end up another lap down, or may end up a lap down, and indeed he does. That's going to leave us with just 6 drivers now left on the lead lap. Man, I'm telling you, wow. And it looks like iRacing going to switch over to the laps that they think are remaining. They think we're going to get 29 laps left, or 29 laps put in before the end of a regulation. We'll have to wait to see if that holds true. Man, what do you do if you're the field? Looking through the scheduling, I mean, what do you do for the next road course? I mean, after the performance put in here tonight by the late Apex, number 23 of Tom Sinchek, I mean, do you shift gears? Do you look forward to the next road course and begin those test sessions now? Next time, these drivers will be back across the pond on another road course. We're going to hit Silverstone. That's right. It's going to be the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series British Grand Prix. That's going to be coming at you December 1st. So go ahead and mark it on your calendars, or better yet, if you hit that subscribe and thumbs up, you ain't got to worry about writing it down. You'll get a fancy little notification whenever we go live, just kind of like you get to set your DVRs. You can set your notifications, and you'll know when we hit the ground running for our next road course at Silverstone. A good ways off, and after the Thanksgiving break is when we will finally see these drivers back turning left and right. But with the performance turned in tonight by Sinchek, you got to ask yourself how many of these guys are going to try to focus in on the road course at Silverstone. Your final road course of the season will be Watkins Glen, the American Grand Prix, February 2nd. One of the final few races in the season. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. 62 minutes into tonight's 90-minute timed event. Right here from the Red Bull Ring, the Austrian Grand Prix well underway. We've got a battle for second still brewing here all over the tail end of that HendrickCars.com. Number 1, Shelley gonna look to the inside. He's gonna have the advantage into the second left-hander. Oh, that's gonna be close quarters. They're going to work their way through the S's off of the track just a little bit, able to maintain the position for the time being. Will Stewart's have something to say about the racing line taken there by that one machine? No, they're going to say all is good. We'll stay battling for that second spot into the final corner. And a front lockup. You can see the the right front lock up on Shelley's 98, and that's going to give Talmadge just enough to get his machine back into that second spot. A great run into the final corner there for Isaac Shelley, but a little bit hard on the brakes, and he's going to give up that spot. Good run now into the first corner, and he's going to take the spot back away from Talmadge, who falls for really the first time here tonight, going to fall out of that second position and in to third. So as the battle for second kind of fizzles itself out, what do you say we go back to your closest battle on the racetrack? A battle between two drivers, one lap down, fighting for, well, we don't want to call it fighting for the lucky dog spot because there's not going to be a full course caution, so we will not see that lucky dog utilized here tonight at the Red Bull Ring, fighting for I guess, just pride at this moment. You want to be listed as the first driver one lap down if you got to be a lap down. I mean, just, again, look at it. Seventh place on back. At least one lap down. Patrick McClendon listed 2 laps down, running back in the 12th position. He is the final driver on track. Justin Osborne, Sean Huffstutler, Brady Motes, Dalton Tucker, Larry Levenier, all listed down and out of tonight's race. They will walk away with a few points for making the trip across the pond, but things not going right for a handful of drivers here tonight. 6 drivers going to have trouble and retire from the race early. We've got ourselves about looks to be about 24 minutes remaining. Driver's going to have about, well, iRacing says 24 laps. We'll see. Then I tell you what, we're going to shift gears once again. Let's go back to that battle for second place. Not letting him get away is Jared Talmadge. Talmadge yet to come to pit road for his second stop, or second and final stop of the race, really. Isaac Shelley also yet to hit pit road for his second time this evening. And again, that gap just 10 seconds away from a full pit stop in his back pocket. When will that 23 come to pit lane? You can see heavy rotor glow on that 98 Ford Performance Mustang GT. Keeping Jared Talmadge behind him for the time being. And it looks like we've got a handful of drivers over there in the chat. So I want to take a moment here and ask another question of you, if you don't mind. I mean, I'm not trying to be demanding of the audience, but if you had to pick one real road course, and when I say real road course, I mean, and it's no offense to Sonoma or Watkins Glen, absolutely love the Glen, whether it's the boot, the classic boot, the NASCAR chicaned ones, it doesn't matter. Really enjoy Watkins Glen International. But out of these far-end road courses, there you go. Man, you can't even say that because you do have Circuit of the Americas. You do have Long Beach, Bell Island. You do have the Chicago Street Course. So there's a handful of great road courses in America, but if you had to pick one road course to be on the season, where would you like these drivers to go? Where would you like to see them mixing it up on the road course? I know I've got my vote. I'm a little biased as a Ferrari fan. Yeah, that's right. You heard it right. We're having a rough go this season. Strategy just can't ever get right, it seems. But we'll get those prancing ponies back where they belong to be. And that's back at the front of the constructor standings and possibly driver standings here in the next few years. But I want to see these machines at Monza. I want to see them go around the track at Monza, really carrying that speed through the Parabolica, which is the final corner there at Monza, and up that long straightaway into that very slow right and left-hand switchback, turns 1 and 2 there at Monza. I would love to see these next-gen Cup machines there. We'll have to wait to see if it gets on the schedule next season, but for now, we're going to have to settle for a great road course race here at the Red Bull Ring. Tom Sinchek stepping out in a way, dominating performance here tonight, front of the field, leading by 32 seconds. Isaac Shelley right here on screen. The 98 Ford Performance Machine took that second spot away from the challenger behind him. A handful of laps ago, Jared Talmadge going to fall from that second spot now to third. And really, as much relaxing that Sinchek can do at the front, really these two, yes, they're battling for second and third, but they have themselves a huge gap. They can, oh, here comes a dive down to the inside and not going to quite be enough. Not quite going to have the room to really dig it down into the corner. In the Hendrix.com, sponsored number one of Talmadge, going to think better of it and keep us out of a little bit of chaos here at the Red Bull Ring. We'll jump back to the battle between Ferraro and Westfield as it begins to heat up. Once again, these are your two closest battles on the track. That's why we keep going back to both of these. Less than 20 laps, 20 minutes remaining here. iRacing saying less than 20 laps as well. We're knocking on the door of it. Looks to be about lap 45. So obviously with about 18 minutes remaining, my 47 lap prediction, they're going to crush that. I really think we're going to see about 63, 64 laps. More than I think about it here. You know, I can math, just sometimes not so well on the fly. Is what it is, right? We'll jump back up here towards the front of the field once again in the Hendrix Cars.com. Number one Chevy Z01 Camaro, piloted by Jared Talmadge, running in that second spot. Two bow ties lead one Ford, and back and forth to your first and fast Toyota driver in the field, turning in lap times faster than second and third, but not quite having the pace as Sinchek at the front. And that's been the story of the race, right? I mean, from the word go here tonight, Sinchek has been on a tear. Fast and Happy Hour was inside your top three in Happy Hour. Walked away with the Pumping Up Clothing Company pole award. Has led every lap here tonight. Also walking away with the fastest lap of the race. Most laps led. I don't think there's an accolade that he hasn't collected here tonight. There's just one left, and it's going to be the most important here tonight, and that's going to be leading at the end of tonight's Austrian Grand Prix. And Sinchek with the Sharpie in hand, getting ready to check that box off as well. Meanwhile, battles back in the field beginning to dissipate. Looks like Ferraro able to step away from Westfield now, give himself a little bit of breathing room as we continue to pound the pavement here tonight across the pond at the Red Bull Ring. 73 minutes into tonight's 90-minute time scheduled event. So you do the math. You do the pushing. I think we're going to have ourselves I'm going to say another 14 laps. I don't think we're going to quite get 16 more laps into tonight's race as the pace continue to drop off just a tenth or two a lap. That time by race leader Sinchek, turning in a 1:32.94 for that was a big moment there for Sinchek. Wow, that could have went that could have went bad. Let's just put it honest. That could have ended up really bad. And on to pit road. Here comes Isaac Shelley and Jared Talmadge. It's a follow the leader game right here, trying to keep himself in touch with Shelley. For a second is Talmadge. Both of those drivers going to get it woe down and come to pit lane this time around. Every rotor glow on that late apex, number 23 of Tom Sinchek. And this is just padding his pocket even more. Caleb Levenier in the KL Construction number 10 Chevy Z01 Camaro, your latest victim to race leader Sinchek. He has put Levenier one lap down. That's going to leave us with only 5 drivers left on the lead lap. And with this next round of green flag pit stops, Isaac Shelley able to get back out on track. Talmadge as well, and keep themselves out in front of Max Fonner. And here comes your race leader Sinchek to pit lane this time by. And you're never going to guess the battle that has reformed. Let's go back to it once again. These two going at it, battling for supremacy with the Toyota camps. The North Star Designs number 17 of Adam Westfield trying to track down Ryan Ferraro just off in front of him, running in that 7th position. These two have been all over each other for, I would probably say, a good half of the race or more. Unfortunately, both of these drivers never really cracking into the top 5. Ferraro was up there for a moment, had a moment, and then dropped out of the top 5 and has had a rough go at it ever since. Ferraro sitting in 7th, right where he qualified here tonight. Up 6 spots from where he began tonight's race, all the way back in 14th. Adam Westfield with a great run so far. Great run so far for that North Star Designs Toyota Camry. Can he finish it off? Can he somehow find some pace? Can he somehow find some time and work his way into top 5? We'll have to wait to see how it all goes. Wait to see how it all fares here tonight as Tom Sinchek, with coming to pit road and getting back up to speed, he's still been able to keep himself out front and with a 45-second advantage now. My gosh. You want to know what a 45-second advantage looks like? We're going to pull that track map up for you one more time. There you can see drivers with their car numbers as heading into turn number 2. Right here on your screen is the late apex number 23 machine. And Isaac Shelley, where is he? Where is he? He is still not even to the final corner yet. That is absolutely mind-blowing, the pace in that 23 of Sinchek. And there may be some crew chiefs saying, hey, we're going to shake that 23 down. There's no way that thing's legal. And I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a way that if they can find whether or not this thing is legal or not, but it just seems like head and shoulders above the field here tonight. Whether it's in the long run of the fuel cycle or on the short run, he's got the pace for a one-time quick fast lap. He's got the fastest lap of the race right now, and he has got the pace late in the run as well. As we're under 15 minutes remaining in tonight's race, knocking on the door of just 10 minutes to go. And there it is again, yet another fast lap turned in by Tom Sinchek. He's going to continue to push that lap record lower and lower tonight. A 32.70, now the fast time in race trim So backing up the qualifying effort and backing up the speed in happy hour is this 23 of Sinchek. Battle we watched between Ferraro and Westfield slowly starting to go away once again. Ferraro starting to stretch his legs. That gap right at about a second differential between the number 12 Camry and the North Star Designs 17 Camry of Westfield. And again, matching the time on the stopwatch. Tom Sinchek going to lay down an exact match to the previous fastest lap of the race. We'll see what he does this time around. Back across the stripe. Just a little bit off, but he's still right there. Man, I'm telling you, that's consistency on display right there if I've ever seen it. Trying to find some battles. I tell you what, we're going to skip the battles. Let's go back here with Max Spawner. The Max Motorsports number 51 Toyota Camry, the fastest Camry in the field, running in the 4th position. A little bit of a ways for him to run down a podium spot here tonight. He's about 8 seconds behind Talmadge, who rounds out your top 3. And he's got a hard-charging Daniel Miglin behind him. Miglin about 2.2 seconds back. Whoa, little bit of a wiggle overstepping those curbs. You gotta have to watch it. Running wide through the corner that time was Fauner. That's going to allow Miglin to catch up a little bit. He's going to pick about 3/10 just in that corner alone. So it goes back to what we said earlier about the time that you can give up on a road course, how quickly you can gain a handful of tenths, a handful of seconds, really. Just one little mistake, it can turn itself into and compound itself into a massive give up on the track. Fortunately enough for Fauner, he's able to recover well and keep himself in that 4th position. Your top 3 have stepped away from the field. Massive gap at the front for Sinchek, leading Isaac Shelley. Jared Talmadge going to round out your top 3. Max Fauner right here in 4th on screen with the number 4 Team Watson Racing setup. Chevy Z01 Camaro behind him. Daniel Miglin will round out your top 5. Ryan Ferraro, Adam Westfield, Caleb Levenier, Aaron Kralik, and Thomas Walter will round out your top 10. Having some late race struggles is the 10 of Caleb Levenier. Levenier was running very strong here tonight inside the top 5 for a good portion of tonight's race. But he's got himself some late race trouble, and I tell you what, we're going to go back and we're going to check the replay. We're going to see how it all happened. Let's see what happened to this 10. You can see the KL Construction number 10 having some issues on the sausage curb. There it is, on the gas, on the sausage curb, and around she goes. We've said it, we've mentioned it. Those curbs are not your friend on the road course. You want to get those tires on them but you really got to be careful about how you put the power down and when you start to grab the gears and work your way up through the gearing here. A lot of shifting going on tonight as well. I tell you what, while we've got an opportunity, let's jump on board with Max Fonner. Let's ride a lap. You can see him all the way into fourth. There's 1, 2, 3. And by turn number 2, already 9 shifts. I mean, drivers very busy in these machines, although this course is laid out and looks to be fairly simple, fairly easy. It is quite a bit challenging, especially in these heavier, high horsepower machines, these next gen Cup cars, a little bit more built for oval racing, obviously, in the NASCAR world. But over the course of the past few years, road course racing really coming on strong in the United States. NASCAR adapting to the times and adding a handful of more road courses throughout their season. The iRacing Stock Car Cup, the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series, also adding an extra road course this season. So we're going to have 3 big boy road courses this season. And there it is. There's a lap with Max Fonner running in that 4th position. And we're going to jump back outside of the car once again and back around the track. Let's go back here with the 17 of Adam Westfield. Westfield in a little bit of no man's land all by himself. 6 seconds in front from the next car and about 10 seconds back to the drivers behind him. A little slideways in the braking zone for Talmadge, and he's going to lose a little bit of ground there to Isaac Shelley. Thomas Walter looking to the inside. Oh, crossover coming. No, not going to be there. He looked to try to pull it off, but the crossover not going to be there for that. KL Construction number 10 of Caleb 11 here, and Thomas Walter will take the 9th spot away in his North Star Designs number 57 Toyota Camry. Back at the front with Isaac Shelley with just a handful of minutes remaining here. Right at about 3 minutes remaining into tonight's race. We're going to have ourselves at least 2, maybe 3 laps to go. So again, these drivers, whoa, Isaac Shelley super loose, big tank slap going on, and somehow he was able to keep that Ford Mustang GT headed in the right direction, but it did allow for Talmadge to close right in on the rear bumper. Careful, careful, boys, overstepping that yellow sausage curb. We've seen it catch a handful of drivers out. With the final few laps right here, you don't want to get caught out and have trouble at this point in time. And Thomas Walter, after gaining the position over 11 here, he's going to come to pit road and get back up to speed. And unless he just didn't have enough to get to the end, I'm not quite sure I understand coming to pit road at this juncture of the race with just about 2 minutes remaining. iRacing saying we're going to have 1 lap, we're going to have 2, and we're going to have a battle for a second. Isaac Shelley and Jared Talmadge going to go side by side through a handful of corners. Preferred position to that 98 for the moment. That's going to put Talmadge in a bit of a rough spot coming in here to Worth number 2. That long double left-hand corner giving us some action here. Fonner is making his way around a lap machine. That's Kerry Trebu. We want to go back up here with the action inside of your top 3 spots. Could these 2 drivers possibly get together and enforce either of them or both of them out of a podium spot? 60 seconds remaining in tonight's official race distance, and then we'll add one more lap. Tom Sinchek with just about a lap and a half to go before he sees that checkered flag fly here tonight from the Red Bull Ring. What a race for that late apex number 23 machine. Almost a 50-second advantage over the field. Side by side once again into turn number 2. Battle for that second position. Shelley wants it. Talmadge looking to take it back away in the HendricksCars.com. Number 1 not able to grab the spot just yet. Let's go check in with your race leader, though. He's going to cross the line. And, whoa. Give us the 1 to go. This time by. So crossing the line this time around, that's going to give us the 1 to go final lap here tonight with the KL Customs white flag lap. Just one more time around the circuit for the man inside of that late apex number 23 machine. What a run here tonight for Tom Sinchek, who's going to lap all the way up to 6th position here tonight. It is... my gosh, I mean, I hear you. Kyle Larson, imposter. But he's doing something that Larson wasn't able to do this week, and that's finish into podium spots. If Larson did that, then, well, he wouldn't be on the outside looking in personally. I'm not going to dive into what I think should have happened with that whole conundrum. That was the Roval. We're just going to keep our opinions out of that and continue to watch this final lap unfold here tonight from the Red Bull Ring. Talmadge with a good run was able to take that second spot back. Here comes Shelley looking to the inside. We'll go side by side once again up through the S's. Side by side, man, I'm telling you what, this is some hot and heavy action for second position. Now Max Fonner closing in on Daniel Miglin. It's going to be a battle for 4th and 5th as well. We're trying to stay right here. We got the checkered flag in hand already. Tom Sinchek walking away with the race win. We're racing back to the line for position. And what has happened to Shelley? Off track and out of contention for second place. Isaac Shelley gonna lose that second spot. Will he be able to keep himself on a podium, though? Daniel Miglin closing in faster. You can see the Team Watson Racing setup machine trying to get himself around. Can he make the pass before they get to the start-finish line? Yeah, a very sad day for all the Larson fans. I'm a big Larson fan. He's not necessarily my driver. Off the corner for the final time. Let's finish out this race for the podium. And Isaac Shelley going to hold on for the 3rd place finish here tonight. What a run for Shelley. But an even better run there for Miglin. He had a great run in those final few corners. But back to the task at hand. Walking away, checkered flag, dominating performance here tonight for the man that led every single lap. Tom Sinchek gonna park that late apex machine in victory lane. And we're just gonna mention this one time real quick. I don't think Larson should be out. I think he should be in given the circumstances. We've seen the precedent set early in the chase days. A little bit of smoke show for the drivers or for the fans in the backside of the track there by Sinchek. I mean, personally, I think they should have followed those same penalties and rules, but I'm not NASCAR. So, unfortunately, yeah, a lot of us Larson fans walking away from the Roval with our heads down. Tom Sinchek enjoying his post-race celebrations here. Going to give all the fans a smoke show as he works his way onto the front stretch. Going to burn it down here, and we're going to get set for our post-race show. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back after this brief commercial. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Austrian Grand Prix right here, race number 6, season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. What a race. What a road course night here at the Red Bull Ring. And we're going to dive right in it. We won't keep you waiting any longer at home, race fans. Let's see if we can grab a few words and have a talk with the man that walked away with the final spot on the podium here tonight, walking away third from the track inside his fast Ford Mustang. Isaac, it's Dave. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, a heck of a run, heck of a finish. How was the racing from your view inside the car all night?
Yeah, I mean, I guess pretty good race. I mean, these cars are weird because you have to drive them really hard to make lap time, but it feels like every time you go to hit the brakes, you just lock up. So it was weird, but I still think pretty good race. And I made a few mistakes early and kind of put ourselves back in the back, but good recovery. So to finish third after that night was good, but. Yeah, I think the racing, it was pretty hard to pass, but like you could run people down, but then you couldn't really pass them. You kind of had to work a lot to pass them, find out how to pass them. But yeah, I still think it was a good race. So yeah, I'm happy with third.
Well, happy with third here tonight. I wanna look forward to a handful of races down the road. We're gonna be going road course racing again. Back across the pond once again. We're going to have to jet set you guys over there to Silverstone. First time we're back on the track after the Thanksgiving break, and then we're going to wrap things up on the road course side of things at the Glen in the championship chase. So out of these next two road courses, I mean, I would have to probably say you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable at the Glen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've turned laps at Silverstone before, just not in a stock car. So that'll it'll be fun. This was fun. It was a new experience. It was cool. I've never done something like this before, so I personally enjoy it, and I'd like to see more of it in the future. So I think Silverstone will be fun, but yeah, Watkins Glen is what we're all used to because we're Americans. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Silverstone more than Watkins Glen, but I think Watkins Glen we will do a lot better than Silverstone.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my man, for a driver coming from what I call it the Quaker State, I'm sure that's not what you guys call it up there in Pennsylvania, to jumping across the pond over here to the Austrian Grand Prix and walking away with a great race and a great finish here in third, final spot on the podium tonight. Job well done, my man. Before we let you go, though, you know the drill, so we're going to step back, hand you the mic, and let you have at it.
Yeah, Premier Racing Graphics, Liberty Auctions, and Thompson & Thompson. Jarrett, because we had a really good battle up until the final lap where we both drove it in too deep, and I kind of hit him, but I guess we still got second and third. So, and I will apologize to Max and Daniel for them getting in our mess. I was trying to find first gear. I was stuck in neutral. I was just trying to find first gear, and they just kind of had nowhere to go. So, apologize to them, but yeah, thank you for broadcasting this every week. You do a great job, and thank you to all the admins for making this show continue.
All right, my man. Well, I know the admins appreciate the kind words. We appreciate the kind words. All the fans in TV land appreciate all the kind words as well. So, Isaac, again, congratulations on the great run here tonight, and we're going to see if we can catch up with you in the next few weeks.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words for the man that finished in third. You heard it from him himself. Everybody's going to be comfortable when it comes time to race at the Glen. But how comfortable will they be when we head off to Silverstone right after the Thanksgiving break? Walking away third here tonight, rounding out the podium, that fast Ford of Isaac Shelley. That's going to move us right along into the running order. We're going to check in now with Jared Talmadge. Let's see if we can grab a word or two with the man that walked away second here tonight from the track. Jared, great return to the race, to the racetrack, to the season. Man, how you feeling about walking away second here tonight?
I can't feel anything. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that as a response. That was that. I'm gonna put that down, and I'm gonna have to make that a little TikTok little thing or something somehow. I gotta. Do we got a TikTok person in it? No, we don't. Okay. No, well, never mind.
I don't know. I mean, it was good there for a hot minute when me and Ike were going at it, but besides that, it's got to be one of the most boring, painful, slow races I've ever done in my life.
Well, I mean, road course racing can be, well, for lack of a better term, you said it, can be a little boring to some fans and some drivers. Obviously, you're not going to have that side by side, three wide battling that we see on the ovals, but you do get some great close battles throughout the portions of the race. You had a great battle there with the 98 of Isaac Shelley. So I mean, there it does have its good points, but for some, not so much. But as we mentioned a moment ago, first time back on the track in quite some time. How many more times do you think we're going to be able to see you out there on the track? And do you think you can get that HendricksCars.com machine into victory lane?
I'll try and make the rest of the season. So that'd be good. I hope we can win. I love me some road course races, so I don't mind doing these. I love road races. Just these cars are a little bit weird. There's like no tire fall off, but then there is. You just really can't feel it. Like I set my fast lap in the race like on like 25 lap old tires or something. I don't know. We'll try to run the rest of the season, see if we can't hopefully easily make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the playoff picture's still very much alive. A ton of different race winners this season. And we're going to see if you can't park that one machine in victory lane before we hit the postseason. But before we let you go here tonight, again, congratulations on a great return to the track. We look forward to catching up with you in the next few weeks and look forward to seeing you back in the podium and maybe into victory lane. But for now, once again, heck of a job here tonight, walking away second. Jared, before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous? Thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Shout out to Ike for having a blast there and being a good teammate. Shout out to you for putting on the broadcast and everyone who runs the league.
All right, my man. Well, if that's it, we're going to let you enjoy the rest of your evening here from the Red Bull Ring, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you in the future.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the driver walking away second. And that will move us right along into victory lane. Let's see if we can grab a quick word or two with the man holding the checkered flag outside of that 23 late Apex machine. Tom, it's Dave. We meet once again, but this time you got that checkered flag back in your hand.
Sir. Yeah, I'm tired. I can't wait to go to bed.
That seems to be a common theme here. Seems to be a common theme with you guys tonight that you're all tired, all worn out. I know Red Bull Ring, when you look at the overhead shot, you look at the track map, it looks this is going to be a pretty easy track. But it's a little bit demanding on the drivers, huh?
A lot of braking. There's a lot more braking than I thought there was going to be, and like at one point about halfway through the race, I had my feet on the pedals pretty much the whole time, and then I lifted my knee up to stretch, and it was just I didn't like the feeling that I felt when I tried to stretch it, and I knew that it was going to be a rough, next half of the race, and probably later on tonight too.
Yeah, it was one of them don't do that again pains, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll feel it afterwards. Not right now.
I hear you. Well, you can't feel anything when you're on cloud nine after walking away with a race win, and a dominating race win, really, for you here tonight. Over 50 seconds in front of the field, led every single lap. You walked away with a pole position. Big points day for you and your 98 crew. So looking forward from here, are you happy that we won't visit another road course for a while?
I don't really like road courses, to be honest with you. I just don't like how taxing they are. I mean, I feel fast on them. But I could use a couple weeks off, to be honest with you. Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad that at least not for a while. I think Silverstone is one of the road courses that are coming up. I'm not sure. But it'll be nice to run an oval, kind of be able to relax on a straightaway next couple races.
I hear you. I hear you. And yes, you're absolutely correct. Silverstone going to be the next road course we visit. You get to wait until after Turkey Day to have to worry about it. So just make sure you can still fit in that driver suit, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit in the booth for that one, but that's a whole different story. Congratulations on your win here tonight. First win of the season this season for you. So things starting to trend in the right direction. Before we let you go here tonight, though, Tom, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the race. I don't think there was that many cautions or contacts that went on throughout the race. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it and watching your broadcast. So I like to shout out to you guys. Fortunately, Kyle couldn't make it tonight. I don't think Cedric could either. But it was fun racing with everybody. So I shout out to everybody in the league.
All right. Well, again, my man, it's always a pleasure catching up with you in these post-race interviews. And congratulations again on your first checkered flag of the season. I'm sure it's the first of many more to come. So, again, congratulations getting the job done here tonight. Until next time, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir, man. I'll see you next time.
All right, there you have it. That was Tom Sinchek checking in from Victory Lane, checkered flag in hand. Looks like we've got some more of those video connection problems going on in the background, so we're going to keep it right here with the splash screen and run down tonight's finishing order for you. Producers are already hitting those buttons in the background, so you know the sounds. You know it's time to run down your unofficial race results here tonight from the Red Bull Ring. Walking away with the checkered flag in hand, he's going to move into the winners column for the first time this season. The 23 Late Apex machine of Tom Sinchek captures the flag. Jared Talmadge returns to the track and walks away second, and rounding out your podium, the fast forward of Isaac Shelley. Daniel Micklin back in fourth. Fifth place tonight belongs to Max Fauner. Ryan Ferraro back in sixth. Seventh place tonight to the 17 North Storm Designs machine of Adam Westfield. Aaron Kralik with a clean finish in eighth. Thomas Walter back in ninth. Caleb Lebanier in the KL Construction number 10 finishes in 10th. 45 of Patrick McClinton gonna finish 11th. Sliding home in 12th is Kerry Trebu. Justin Osborne finishes 13th here tonight. 14th belongs to Sean Huffstutler. Brady Motes back in 15th. 16th to Dalton Tucker. And rounding out the 17-car field, the number 28 of Larry Levanier. And that's gonna pretty much do it for us over here across the pond at the Austrian Grand Prix. What a night, what a race. Next week, we're going to be hitting Charlotte Motor Speedway, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And we're going to get back to high-speed oval action. And as we begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords, don't forget, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Join us in that push to 3,000. Drop these drivers the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.